Welcome to this edition of our student journalism series. So today we have Shreyasi. Hi
Hi.
Shreyasi.
Hi.
So Shreyasi is a creative professional and co-founder of Rangraze Entertainment. She is originally from Pune. Shreyasi is currently pursuing her masters in European culture in Germany, focusing on film, social life, and media. So Shreyasi, moving on to the first question of this interview. You are from Pune, oftenly known as Oxford of the East, with its own massive film and theatre legacy. For an Indian student coming from such a culturally rich background, why go to Germany to study culture?
To be frank, in Pune, I've experienced culture more as a lived experience, uh, like through theater, films, conversations. But in Germany, I get to deconstruct, study about it, and analyze what culture feels like, what it is, how it works, and when it fails as well. So it's all about transforming into different narratives.
Fair point. Moving on to the next question. As someone currently in the middle of your masters, what has the reality of being an Indian student in Germany been like so far? Is it the creative paradise it is often marketed as, or is the transition harder that the student expect?
It is a creative paradise, but not at the same time when it's not handed out to you directly. You have to earn access to it. It is kind of very difficult for an Indian student to be able to gauge the kind of social norms there are in those European countries. Then there are difference of opinions. There's language barriers, cultural gaps. So it is of course a lot difficult to be able to build your identity right from scratch, because when you go there you're actually a nobody. But when I'm in Pune, I am somebody. At least 2 3 people know me. I
Right.
do identify as someone. But in Germany, I when I really went there, I was a nobody, and I'm still working on what I can be there. Where do I actually fit in? Yeah.
Right. It was a great information, by the way. So, moving on to the next question. Shreyasi, you are a creative professional, a co-founder, but still you are also a student. How does being in the classroom during the day change how you lead Rangraj Entertainment in the evening?
It doesn't change. I feel it drives, because when I'm studying something in my academics, when I'm in my classroom, I get to analyze and slow down and focus on something which I would rather act instinctively when I'm working with some kind of project with Rangraze. So it does give me a deeper understanding of how things can be done. And when I'm acting on something, when I'm taking my decisions while working on Rangraze, I'm not doing it blindly.
Right.
So academics do help that way.
Multitasking. So, moving on to the next question. So, Shreyasi, it's April 2026. AI is no longer a new thing, it's everywhere in the film. So, as a director and a content creator, do you see AI as a tool that helps you to bridge the gap between Indian and European storytelling? Or is it making the industry too crowded for new creators?
It's a bridge and a filter as well. Uh, there are, of course, the barriers have become low, and there are more content creators and more consumers as well. But when you are working on something creative, you got to add a soul to it.
Right.
AI can create visuals, but I'm not sure if it can give a soul to some creation. So it does help in bridging the gaps, and especially between like Indian maximalism to European minimalism. And it kind of acts as a bridge between different cultures. But I feel just being able to operate with AI won't help if you're not artistic and creative enough, and have like your product doesn't really carry a soul to it.
Fair point, and agreed. So, moving on to the next question. Since 2025, the EU's AI Act has changed how media is made in Europe. For Indian students eyeing a career in Germany, how important is it to understand these legal sides of creativity versus just being good at it at your craft?
Like I said earlier, the creativity and these artistic professions in Germany are more about real professions and not just passion. like there is in India. Still, it is
Mhm.
a passion in India.
Right.
So the creative profession is more structured and more regulated as well. So to be able to stay more relevant and work for longer, you need to understand the frameworks and how your work is being produced, distributed, and governed as well. That will only help you stay relevant, I feel.
Accepted. So, moving on to the next question. Shreyasi, as we know that Pune has a legendary theatre scene, like we have Bal Gandharva, then many other theatre practitioners that are still practicing. We have got a legacy,
Yeah.
let's say, from Bal Gandharva to Ameyawag. Everyone has came a long way. Have you found a similar soul in the German art scene, or do you find yourself trying to inject that Puneri theatre energy into your European projects?
Honestly, I'm not injecting my Puneri experiences there, but I definitely carry a piece of my Pune-ness into it. Yeah, because see, like I said, the artistic profession is more regulated, but here I've always experienced culture, theater, and creativity as a lived experience. There I get to analyze it. So
Right.
I feel a culmination of both does create a great, I feel, great powerful creative project, or a creative individual as well. So I think both do act on its own and work on my favor that way. So of course I carry a piece of Pune in me wherever
Yeah.
I am in the world.
Puneri. So, moving on to the last question. Finish the sentence for our students. The most underrated thing about being an Indian creative professional in Germany right now is
The advantage of perspective, I feel, because
okay.
uh, I get to experiment with both Indian expressionism and European minimalism. And as I said, both when brought together do create a great, powerful, creative individual.
So it's a good combination.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's it. Thank you so much, Shreyasi, for this kind information. You can follow Shreyasi at Shreyasi Art on Instagram and keep creating, keep learning, and keep enjoying your art. We will see you next time.
Thank you so much. Thank you all. And thank you for having me here.
It's a pleasure.